everybody, my name is Meredith Mosley, and Ms. Ulrey and I chose the Starbucks War on Christmas as our satire topic. A little bit of background information. Every holiday season, Starbucks changes its cups. And in 2015, the change caused some controversy. Previous year's cups looked like this. They generally featured wintry imagery such as ornaments, snowmen, reindeer, stars, etc. But in 2015, the cup was a plain, bright red cup. This led some people to accuse Starbucks of sending an anti-Christmas message, which became known as Starbucks War on Christmas. Thus stepped in the satirists. On the Ellen show, Ellen said, "You might as well call it a Satan sipper." The point she was making was that people are making false conclusions based on the plainness and the color of the cup. This is a form of exaggeration. She also, in her opening monologue, said things like, "What I'm about to show you is highly offensive. Brace yourselves." She said, "The old cups had snowflakes and Santa's sleigh and elves. You know, all the things you find in the Bible." She said, "Starbucks released a statement. They said that belonging, inclusion, and diversity are the core values of Starbucks, and Starbucks wants to give customers an experience that inspired the spirit of the season. How dare they?" These are examples of exaggeration and mock outrage. For example, exaggeration, warning how offensive what she's about to say is going to be to some people, and mock outrage because she's playing a role of somebody who is super offended by these cups. Next, irony and comic juxtaposition, because she juxtaposes the list of decorations on the previous cups, which are all secular winter scenes, with them coming from the Bible, which actually they don't. So this creates irony. The irony is that people are upset at the lack of Christmas decorations on the cups when they never actually had Christmas decorations on them before. And finally, some more mock outrage with "how dare they," and then comic juxtaposition of a positive, inclusive message from Starbucks next to her very negative, condemning "how dare they." The argument of her monologue was that Christians' outrage at the cup's design is unfounded because the cups were never Christmas cups in the first place, and Starbucks' goals actually align with the spirit of Christmas. In this cartoon, we see a man say, "No, I will not drop spare change in your Starbucks War on Christmas cup. I'm a Christian." So this example includes irony, caricature, and exaggeration. It's ironic that he won't contribute to the person who's asking for change because charity is a Christian value, but he is so busy being upset about the so-called war on Christmas that he can't actually exercise Christian values. There is caricature in the way that the man is portrayed with his appearance. He's exaggerated, and his anger at the man is exaggerated. The argument here is that Christians are spending more time and energy being outraged at Starbucks holiday cups than they are spending practicing their own Christian values. This tweet says, "My son was at the front lines fighting the war on Christmas, 2012 to 2014. He was stationed in Starbucks, Pumpkin Spice Infantry." This is a parody of how parents talk about their long-lost sons of war. It's also an exaggeration of the so-called war because it likens it to an actual war, a literal war. The argument is that the so-called war on Christmas has been completely blown out of proportion. Next, this example is from The New Yorker. It's an article. It begins, "Dear Starbucks Barista Family," and it's a parody of a corporate message from Starbucks corporate to its employees who work in the stores. They suggest various secular greetings that they can use with their customers. Here are some examples. Hey, welcome to Starbucks. I really like your shirt. Not because it's blue and white, the colors associated with the Jewish holiday Hanukkah, as well as the Israeli flag, but because it fits you well and you look great in it. What can I get for you?" Another example. "Next in line. What? Oh, haha, no. I wasn't implying that you are the most senior member of the Quorum of the 12, and thereby next in line to become the prophet and president of the Mormon Church. Although, of course, it's totally fine if you are." And, "Oh, look, a group of 12 men. Though some might suggest that you resemble Jesus' apostles in number and stature, I personally would not. Now, who wants a blueberry scone?" So, we talked about how it's a parody of a letter from Starbucks corporate, but it also includes understatement of the various religions, religious references, and caricature of how Starbucks employees like baristas talk to their patrons. The argument is that corporate Starbucks is well aware of the religious history of Christmas, but has chosen to design neutral, secular holiday cups because they have no business meddling in religion. And finally, a meme from Mad Magazine called 6 Disturbing Signs That Starbucks Hates Christianity. The title in itself is an exaggeration, but we see many other techniques such as parody of the Starbucks coffee cup, whose logo has been replaced with an inverted pentagram, a sign of evil. We see sarcasm. We know that they hate Christians because they willingly serve unbaptized customers like it's no big deal. We see understatement because they only play "O Come All Ye Faithful" a mere 87 times a day. Obviously 87 is a lot. Exaggeration. Its stores won't have live nativity scenes during Christmas week on the ludicrous grounds that the smell of fresh donkey crap might turn away some customers. Big exaggeration. This is a travesty. They don't offer communion wafer flavored frappuccino. The reason that's travesty is because communion is considered a holy sacrament of the faith, so it's a sacred ritual in Christianity, and to make light of it is a travesty. And finally, invective. When they're the focus of a pointless, asinine controversy over cup design, they don't rush to redesign those cups to appease the far-right bleep who manufactured the whole thing in the first place. This is invective. They are name-calling, and it's quite attacking. So the argument of this meme is that those who want to see the religious meaning of Christmas imposed in secular spaces will never be satisfied, no matter how far a company goes. Which brings us to the thesis. Satirists want to expose the hypocrisy of the 2015 Starbucks holiday cup controversy, fed up with the insistence that the secular company promote a strictly religious view of the Christmas holiday. Thank you.